I am Ray, and everything that you desire is freely given to you. You just gotta stop resisting. Have you not heard of the police? Not the band, but the actual po-po. You see, life equals abundance. Because, well, life is everything. Is there anything in existence that is not life? Life is literally everything. There is nothing without life. It's like, no, I just want money. I just want money, and that's all I want. I want cash money. But money is life. That's all it is. So is everything else. You want to connect to life. Everything else is irrelevant. Because life is the source of all abundance. And you got two options. You're either in flow or no. No mo flow. That's it. That's all you got. And the degree in which you're living in abundance is to the degree in which you are in flow. Don't you know? That's why it's so hard for people. They struggle so much. Because it's like swimming upstream. You're not in flow. So it takes a lot of effort. You're grinding. You're trying really hard. You're struggling. Why is it? Because you're resisting life. You're saying life is not going the way I want it to. Therefore, something is wrong. Therefore, I have to do something to right that wrong. We judge life. Therefore, we resist life. But when you stop judging life, guess what? You enter into flow. You see, at some point on your journey of life, you're going to have to realize that everything that is happening to you is happening exactly the way it needs to happen for your highest spiritual growth. It's like you're not just some little monkey eating bananas trying to get more bananas. You're a spiritual being in a monkey body. There's a whole different game going on. There's a part of you that just wants to let me get all the material stuff. That's all I want. And there's a part of you that doesn't care about any of that because it's all temporary anyway. It only cares about your growth in this life. Who you become from A to Z. Everything else is irrelevant. And when you start looking at life like that, life gets a whole lot easier. Because you stop judging things as going wrong. There is no wrong. It is all right. It's all right. It's all good. No worries. Oh. Now there's more to it than that. But if you really want to start living in abundance, meaning you receive everything that you truly desire in this life, which is also good for you, you have to learn to accept and trust life. Because, well, if you're living in lack and scarcity, if you're not getting what you want, it probably means your relationship with life is a little rocky. Not Rocky the movies, but rocky like Rocky Road ice cream. It's terrible flavor. You like Rocky Road ice cream? Think about what trust is. Acceptance. Surrender. It's allowing life to do its job without you getting in the way. Think about it practically. If life is the source of all abundance, then anything that interrupts the flow of life is interrupting the flow of abundance. So all you got to do is get rid of the things that are interrupting the flow. And there's only one thing that can do that. It's your mind. Your mind has all of these different desires and all of these different things it wants to avoid. It's not wrong to have desires. It's not wrong to run away from grizzly bears. But when you're attached to your desire, what do you think happens? There's only two things. Either you're getting what you want or you're not, or you're on the way. Regardless, when life doesn't happen exactly the way you want it to, you enter into resistance and you get frustrated and you suffer. Because that attachment to the desire is causing you to say, well, life shouldn't be going this way. So what do people do? The only option that most people have is to grind and force life to be the way they want it to be. And if you want to live life the hard way, well, then go ahead, Rocky. Get it? The mind is the only thing that can create resistance. And what surrender means, it means surrendering the mind to the present moment. because life can only be experienced in the present moment. So the more you're separated from the present moment, thinking all the time, thinking about the future, thinking about the past, judging your current experiences, the more you're separated from the present moment in resistance, not in the flow of abundance. Not good. Do you want to be good? You want to feel good? Abundance is at the same time spiritual and also biological. Which direction should we go? Well, the spiritual part is if you learn how to trust life and entertain the notion that life is working out perfectly for you, over time you'll start seeing evidence of that. You'll develop a better relationship with life. Life will be your friend. It will not be your foe. It was never your foe in the first place. You just, you made an enemy where there wasn't one. You start to love life. Life starts to love you. It's a feedback loop. Everything's good. It's all good. But if you judge life and say, hey life, you suck. Why are you doing this to me? Why am I not getting my big booty Latinas? Well, life's... Here we go again. Life is going to be like, hey, they were on the way. You messed it all up. You pressed return, you pressed cancel. Your Amazon package was right there. And you were so close. You were so close to the big booty Latinas. But now you got to wait, delay, because your energy messed it all up. I mean, think about energy for a moment. You got either the energy of abundance or the energy of lack and scarcity. And you know you're in the lack and scarcity energy if that's what you're experiencing. Because life is just mirroring back to you your energy. It's all energy. So literally all you have to do is feel more abundant more often, and you'll get everything you want. But because we live in these animal bodies, and we're so used to struggling, our nervous system doesn't feel safe feeling abundant. That's the biological part of it all. So for example, you lived your life struggling, meaning you just were thrown into life, you're at the bottom of the social hierarchy. You got no bananas. So you spend your life struggling, your nervous system believes you to be like a scavenger animal. So whenever money or abundance or whatever it is, it associates that thing with fear and anxiety and worry because it's been attached to negative survival. Like for example, you're born in the ghetto. You gotta struggle to survive. Your nervous system is prepared for war all the time. It's always living in lack and scarcity. And because most people are realists, they can't look outside their current circumstances. They only focus on what is. And if you only focus on what already is, you will only get more of just the same. You have an imagination, and your body can't tell the difference between what is real in the world and what is real in your imagination. So you can literally train your nervous system to be whatever. To be the richest person on the planet. To be at the top of the social hierarchy. To be cool. Don't you want to be cool? You can be cool if you want. You just gotta train your body to open up and not be so contracted. Because that's what lack and scarcity is. It's contraction. It's fear. It's worry. It's, oh, I don't have enough. I have to worry. I don't know how I'm gonna pay my bills. And I can barely afford a few bananas this month. I'm pissed. So that's all you focus on. So that's all you think about. So that's all you feel about. So what do you expect? You feel lack, you think lack, you focus on lack. All you're going to get is lack. As it is said in the Bible. Have you not heard of the Bible? For those who have, more will be given, and those who have not, even what they have will be taken from them. Because your mind is a tool that directs your energy. So if you're directing it, focusing on lack and scarcity, you will create more of that. Energy is your creative power. So what you focus on, that is what you create. Remember this? You will always create more of what you focus on. Where attention goes, energy flows. So that you're no longer playing this game of, okay, I'm a little monkey doing my monkey stuff in the world. Here's what is happening to me. Here's what's going on in my outer environment. No. You're saying, you close your eyes and you're saying, this is the reality I want. I'm focusing on this. The outer circumstances are irrelevant. They mean nothing. 0%. Sometimes I try to be nice and say, well, reality is probably like 50% objective, 50% subjective. But not for you. It's 100% subjective. 0% objective at all. You're living from the God state. You're no longer living as monkey. Because why would you want to do that? It's the difference between being stuck in the ghetto your whole life and then freeing yourself and your family without tragedy because you learned your power and you weren't creating your life unconsciously. The funny thing is, abundance is the default state. It's our mind that covers it up. That's why we surrender the mind to the present moment through trust and surrender and acceptance of what is. And over time, our nervous system feels safe to just relax for 5 seconds. And when your nervous system feels safe to relax, you stop self-sabotaging yourself and your life. You're open to receive. You cannot be open if you're clenching your hands. You cannot receive nothing. You cannot receive booty. Literal pirates. Doubloons. You like doubloons? Not balloons. Although those are nice. Okay, let's see. You get it yet? Do I need to say more? All you gotta do, literally focus on what you want. Stop focusing on what you don't want. Stop being a realist. Everything else is irrelevant. And you gotta be careful for who you listen to online. Because if somebody is living from the state of real, of what they think is real, they'll be like, hey, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, you gotta do this. But they're living in a prison. The reason they have to do these things is because they're in prison. So they're telling you, hey, you have to do these things as well, because they believe that you're also in prison. But I'm not in prison, I'm free, and you will be free as well. Meaning, you are not a slave to this world or anything in it. Now, don't go be trying to test the laws of gravity now. But this is the secret. Come on. This is the age of information. Use it. For Christ's sake. There's no excuses anymore. You are a creator. You are made in the image of God. You have this infinite creative power. Your imagination, your mind, your energy. Use them wisely. And even if you don't use them wisely, it doesn't matter. You still have control over everything. For example, let's say you do something stupid. Well, the only reason it's stupid is because you judge it as stupid. And then when you judge it, it makes you feel shame and guilt and fear and worry. And then you mess up your energy. And that's where the whole problem is. If you just stop judging yourself, you stop judging life, you wouldn't mess up your energy. It doesn't matter what you do anymore. The only thing that happens is that you continuously forget your power over and over and over and over and over and over again. Until you stop forgetting and you know all the time. And you're not under the illusion of the things that happen. Like you can get a bill in the mail and be like, oh no, this is not good. But because you know your power, you're like, oh, it's going to be fine. Doesn't matter. Who cares? But if you continuously focus on it, oh no, well, you're going to bring yourself down and down and down and down. And it never ends. That's just continuously making the choice over and over again. Do you want to continue focusing on building a life that you don't desire by focusing on stupid things, even if it seems like that is the evidence before you? Or would you rather start living like, a higher consciousness being? Use your imagination to create your reality. You can also grind and work hard if you like. But the fact is God is doing all the hard work. Life is doing all the heavy lifting. Because the fact is, there's infinite amount of variables that go into your life. Your life. So if you try to do things all yourself, you're very limited like this. But when you allow life to do everything, well, life can perform miracles. You can do anything. God can do anything. So, are you going to take that deal or not? Either you have to figure it all out on your monkey self, by your monkey self. Or God can figure it all out. You can just relax and have a good time. Doesn't mean you just do nothing, because why would you do that? You still want to live, you still want to do something, right? You want to be alive? But instead of wasting your life doing things you don't want to do and struggling and fighting life. You allow life to do everything, 99% of everything, and you just walk the path. Life just gives you opportunity after opportunity, and you just take it and you say, okay, I'll do this, I'll do that, this looks like fun, I'm gonna do this. And guess what? It just unfolds naturally because you're no longer getting in the way. And all you need is a little bit of evidence that life is always working out perfectly for you. Then you don't gotta believe it anymore. Then it just becomes natural, your natural state. You don't realize how easy life can be when you as the mind are not in the picture. And you'll see the mind come up with all of these thoughts and all of these anxieties telling you, hey, you gotta worry about this, you gotta what about this, what about this, focus on this, look at all these problems. Remember that person, they said something mean to you back in the 5th grade? Ruminate on that for a few hours. And the more you recognize all the mind's nonsense, you realize, oh, I've just been being led astray by my own mind. 99% of all our thoughts are useless. Just noise. But guess what? If you clarify, like, okay, this is the kind of life I want to live. Once you take a stand for yourself and you say, I want to live in abundance, well, now you start focusing on all the ways your thoughts are either aligned with or not aligned with abundance. But think about why so many people stay stuck. They don't even try. They don't even think that it's possible. So they don't even begin the journey. They just accept what life has given them. And here's the big difference. Because you might say, well, if they accepted life, why didn't they get abundance? It's because you get what you ask for. If you don't ask for it, you're not going to get it. So you don't just say, okay, I'm gonna accept life and keep living in misery. You say, I want this, and then you accept life. And then what happens? Life begins to construct all the billions of variables that will lead you to that result. And you have to have that faith and trust and say, oh, this is working out for me. It's not against me. Life is not against me. It's against my ego that doesn't like this or doesn't like that or really wants this faster than it, deserves. Because sometimes the attachments of the mind have to burn away in order for you to receive what you want. But in order for that to happen, there has to be suffering. There has to be a letting go of those attachments. Otherwise, you would never let go of them. So sometimes life has to put bad or uncomfortable situations in your life for you to wake up and realize, oh, this isn't serving me. This identity is not serving me. These beliefs are not serving me. And then, when you finally let them go, now life is flowing again, you're open to receive. So, first things first. Take a stand for yourself, for Christ's sake. Do this tonight. Declare that you want something. Doesn't matter what it is. This is what I want. And be realistic. Not realistic like, oh, maybe I can get it, but like realistic like, I actually want this. You make a decision, you say, I want this, okay? Step 2, now you focus on it. You focus on the evidence that supports what you want, and then you also look at the things that don't support what you want. And in that moment, when you see something like a negative thought or circumstances that is not in alignment with your desired reality, you flip the negative into a positive. You transmute that negativity into positivity, darkness into light. And you use that as an opportunity to close your eyes, use your thoughts and your imagination to focus back on what you want. And you feel good and you're like, yes, I want this. This is nice. Wonderful. So even if bad things happen, you're always focused on the right thing. Like if you want a new job, every day you go into your job, as you walk in, instead of being, oh, I hate this place sucks, you tell yourself, I'm so excited, I can't wait for my new job. You're in anticipation, you're in excitement, instead of wallowing in suffering about what is. You're anticipating a positive future. Then you feel better about yourself. Any day now, it could happen, any day. Success is right around the corner. It's right here, it's already mine. That's the key. You can be like, oh, it's already mine, it's done. Because the moment you decide, it's already given to you. It's just life has to rearrange itself for that to happen. So you focus on it, you focus on it, you focus on it. And for the rest of the time, guess what? You're just surrendering. You're just living your life in the present moment, doing your thing, eating bananas. And just relax. Don't worry about it. The more you try to, scramble and say, why isn't it happening yet? The more you're giving off the energy of lack and scarcity. You gotta accept life. And accept that it's happening for you, not to you. You surrender to the present moment, you relax, everything's gonna be just fine. And if you want to start living in abundance today, check out my program, From Famine to Feast, down below. Much peace and many blessings. And remember, look, I got a new bee. Just bee. His name is Jolly. Jolly Bee. I think he sells fried chicken. I stole him. I stole him from, what is the KFC guy's name? Is it Kentucky? Colonel Sanders. You work for Colonel Sanders? Jolly Bee, everyone. Welcome into the family.